Allow me to take you back to a simpler time. The year is 2008. You knew that whatever misfortune life threw at your face, you could always get back home and boot up your trusty old Wii to play some good old Mario Kart Wii and forget about all your problems. You loved the game. You loved playing with your friends. You dreamed of Funky Kong every single night, imagining what it could be like to get lost in his eyes, if only he would ever let down his guard and take off his shades. You wanted to be tossed around by his big strong arms. Mario Kart Wii is an anomaly. It's a game that's managed to stay relevant despite all the odds stacked against it. It is beloved by so many people for reasons that its creators could have never in their wildest dreams imagined. And how it managed to reach such astronomical heights is a fascinating story. Today, we'll be going over the incredible journey of how Mario Kart Wii stood the test of time. Before we go over how this game managed to be such a phenomenon today, I think that it's important to establish what made this game so appealing to begin with initially. Mario Kart Wii has a couple of unique qualities that make it stand out against the other releases in the series. It's the first entrant where bikes became playable alongside the usual assortment of karts, and unlike Mario Kart 8, the only game so far where bikes made their return, they were clearly the superior vehicle type. More specifically, the inside drifting bikes were so dominant over all the other vehicles, with their super tight drifts that feel unlike anything else in the series. The game's mechanics allowed for advanced techniques like low tricks, spin drifts, and chain wheelies. These gave the game a unique feel that is unlike any other Mario Kart. The game is also known for its incredible shortcuts, not just the ultra shortcuts that people know it for, but many tracks have difficult shortcuts that can be used online that give this game a high skill ceiling. Combine this with iconic tracks like Coconut Mall, Koopa Cape and Maple Treeway, and the fact that this game was released on their best-selling home console at the time, and you have a recipe for success for casual players and hardcore fans alike. As with all game series that get new installments every few years, it's usually the case that most players will switch over to the new game when it releases, with some players staying behind. With the Mario Kart franchise, sure, a lot of players, especially the casual ones, moved over to the newer games, but a pretty sizable minority of players weren't that impressed by the newer games. For lack of a better way of putting it, many Wii players found the newer games boring. A lot of people who stuck with the game felt that a lot of what made the game so appealing to them had been taken out in Mario Kart 7 and Mario Kart 8. The driving mechanics were neutered down in 7, the trick system was simplified and you had far less control over your vehicle in the air. 8, while being super polished and visually breathtaking, has similarly plain controls like 7, and even went a step further by changing the game's engine to prevent people from doing big shortcuts. And while bikes did make a comeback, the inside drifting bikes that were so great in Mario Kart Wii were nerfed down so hard that they felt nothing like the ones in Wii, by making you sway outwards before you start a drift and giving you far less control over your bike when drifting inwards. In the 8 Deluxe re-release, they even doubled down by adding in the option for smart steering, which makes it impossible to fall off the track when enabled. Even though Mario Kart Wii has become one of the most competitive, tech-heavy games in the series, it's clear that this wasn't at all what Nintendo was going for. The Wii itself was aimed squarely at appealing to the broadest audience possible, from die-hard Nintendo fans to kids and elderly people, and this philosophy can be seen in the games as well. A big part of the marketing campaign around the game were the Wii Wheel and its motion controls to capitalize on the Wii craze. And in order to make the game more friendly to new players, they made a number of changes to make the game easier. Lowering the base speed compared to Double Dash, adding an automatic drift mode for that one person we all know who refuses to drift, and removing mechanical drifting in favor of time drifting. See, Nintendo has a pretty extensive history of massively overcorrecting for broken elements in Mario Kart. In older games, you would build up your drifts by wiggling your stick left and right, but after snaking became overpowered in DS, it got removed entirely in its next release, Mario Kart Wii, and got replaced by time drifts. Mario Kart 7's best combo for online used the red monster wheels, that had a broken off-road stat that let you take many shortcuts stringless. In 8, they removed the off-road stat entirely. It's clear that with 8, Nintendo took it upon themselves to make the game as fair and balanced as possible. They did this firstly by making sure that bikes weren't better than karts anymore, and secondly, that the ultra shortcuts that plagued basically all older games would stay in the past. and while they mostly achieved this with 8 and 8 Deluxe, this in turn made the game feel a lot more dull. Mario Kart Wii has a very different feel compared to the newer games, and is seen by many as being more difficult and competitive, which gives people reason to play it alongside or over the newer games today. All of this is great, but merely being a good game isn't enough to keep people playing it. There are plenty of good games that have gotten forgotten as time went on. A game needs hype and relevancy to keep people playing it, and I believe that there are 3 pillars that keep people interested in Mario Kart Wii. These are the competitive scene, the modding scene, and the community. Let's start off by talking about the community. When Mario Kart Wii was released, YouTube was still in its early days. It was quite a different landscape compared to what it is today. People weren't sure what worked on the platform, didn't know if YouTube would last, and weren't able to make money off their videos. This didn't dissuade Mario Kart YouTuber TWD98 from giving a shot at making videos. He started uploading Mario Kart related gameplay videos in 2009, mainly consisting of montages, time trials, and highlights. Interestingly, he started his YouTube channel because his parents wouldn't let him play on weekdays unless he could find a way to make his gaming sessions productive. They came up with a compromise that he would only be allowed to play if he would make YouTube videos about his gaming sessions. His first couple dozen videos weren't anything to write home about, but by grinding through some growing pains he managed to experience his first big boom in 2011. He became well known for his series like the Mario Kart Wii Olympics, shortcut challenges, fail and recovery, rated custom track, and many others. He continued uploading consistently for the next couple of years, and would amass a following of around 50,000 subscribers by May of 2015, making him the biggest Mario Kart YouTuber and being well known within the Mario Kart Wii community. He would however get burnt out from the game around that time and would eventually quit YouTube to go off to college in 2016, not playing the game for the better part of a year. It's important to note that the game also had its lowest active player base at that time. After seeing how much the platform had grown in the time he left, he knew that if he played his cards right, he could start a career on YouTube. He would return in the summer of 2017 and start posting videos regularly again. His channel would experience rapid growth from this point on, gaining several hundreds of thousands of subscribers in the process, with Mario Kart Wii being his Mario Kart of choice and with other Mario Kart Wii videos going viral around this time. This showcased the game to a huge new group of people. This graph shows just how much bigger the game got after he came back. He stated in interviews and in his videos that he chooses Mario Kart Wii over the newer games for many of the same reasons I stated earlier. Besides the players that revisit the game out of nostalgia, active players mostly keep playing the game for one of 2 reasons. These are the modding scene and the competitive scene. Mario Kart Wii is famous for its modding scene. I'm sure you have seen some of the crazy custom tracks out there or the various extra game modes and hacks. Almost all Mario Kart games have some extent of modding, but just like with its popularity on YouTube, no other game in the series comes close to the amount of community support that this game has. And just like with how Troy popularized the game on YouTube, the success of the modding community can be traced back to a few key figures in the community. Mr. Bean 35000 VR and his brother Chatters made the first Mario Kart Wii custom tracks in 2009 and would later go on to create the CTGP custom tracks distribution that let players easily play 216 custom tracks online. It also included bulletproof anti-cheat protection, the ability to download and install updates without needing to use a computer, and would later have several new modes added like the Countdown game mode, Item Rain, and a 200cc speed class option. When it was announced that the official Nintendo servers would go down, Mario Kart Wii player Wiim started developing his own online service named Wiimfi and would release them 10 days before the official shutdown. Wiimfi would be added to CTGP and from that point on make it the default way of playing Mario Kart Wii. And honestly, it's amazing how far custom tracks have come over the years. Just compare recent tracks like Kamek's Library and Super Marine World to the somewhat infamous Mushroom Peaks from 2009. There's usually a new CTGP update about once a month that brings track updates and changes out old tracks for new ones, and I'd say that most of the new tracks added over the past 2 or 3 years go toe-to-toe with the Nintendo tracks. There are definitely still some mediocre tracks in the pack, but the future looks promising with how many great tracks are being made by the likes of Sneaky, ZPL, and many others. The modding scene has kept the game fresh over the years and gives players something to look forward to with every update. It's brought a level of variety in the tracks to the Mario Kart franchise that has only recently been contested by Mario Kart 8 and its Booster Course Pass DLC. The competitive Mario Kart Wii scene has exploded in the last few years. Ever since that big spike in popularity in 2017, there's been a huge rise in the activity in the time trial scene. The amount of new world records set per year blew up after dropping off pretty severely in 2014. About 10 new records get set every month, and that's even crazier considering how optimized most tracks are. New strategies still are being discovered every once in a while, and there's been crazy activity in the shortcut runs, with all the efforts made to perfect and discover new ultra shortcuts. Mogi Launch is the go-to place for ranked, competitive online races, racing free-for-all or in clan war formats. Online Time Trial Launch or TT Launch is a new custom game mode where players all race a time trial race in one attempt with no collision and items to get the fastest time. Mario Kart Wii isn't the perfect game, but it's that lack of perfection that makes the game feel alive. The broken mechanics, insane shortcuts, and crazy custom tracks are what make this game fun. With it being required to hack your Wii to game online and it being preferred by many more hardcore Mario Kart fans, it became the perfect playing ground for a competitive scene to arise around the game. No matter what, this game has brought joy to many, and the memory will be carried on by those who played it in the past and loved it, and those who keep on playing it today.